Kevin Holland suffered his second UFC main event loss in a 21-day span on Saturday when he lost a unanimous decision to Marvin Vettori in the UFC on ABC2 headliner in Las Vegas. For Holland, he could not get much going in this fight. He took it on short notice as a replacement for Darren Till, coming off that loss to Derek Brunson, in which his defensive wrestling seemed to be quite widely exposed in just a weird overall performance with lots of talking. Came into this fight much more serious. We thought maybe we would see a different Holland, and early on he did look good, but then once Vettori started to mimic the game plan a little bit of Brunson, he was able to get the fight to the ground, keep it there, and ride that strategy en route to the unanimous decision victory. And now for Holland, he has suffered 2 losses in the span of 21 days after going 5-0 in 2020 and being named the MMA Junkie Fighter of the Year. So a bit of questions now on what Holland does from here. He has obviously shown a significant hole in his game in the defensive wrestling, in the ability to get up from his back, and a lot of fighters are going to continue to try to push that until he shows there's obvious improvement. The upside here, he just lost 2 25-minute fights, has a lot of experience, a lot to take away from that and use to push forward in his career, but I do not want to see him back there anytime soon. I think he needs to take a sizable layoff, especially given the activity. 7 fights in 11 months. I think a break would be good even if he had won this fight. I think it's time for him to go back to the drawing board, assess the people around him, assess the approach he is taking to his training, to his fights, all those little things, and figure out what needs to happen so that the next time he goes in there, it's not just a fight where he's needing to defend takedowns and ultimately spends the majority of it on his back. I think a drop down to 170 pounds is something that would make a lot of sense for him at this point. He kind of teased it after the last fight, and I think now is the right time to go. If he's going to be taking a long break here, I think that could be an appropriate time as well to figure out the nutrition, the dieting, the weight cutting scheme he would need to make in order to drop down to welterweight. And I think that's the division where he could definitely have much more success given his frame. We know that he is a talented fighter. All he has to do is make the appropriate changes and try to push forward, and I think hopefully we see that by the next time he gets in the octagon.